to meet you. Thank you for taking a minute out today. I appreciate it.
Oh, sure. It's great to be here.
So, what I want to do first and foremost, tell me how you survived the pandemic now that the world's waking up, and how has it changed the way that you approach your business and do things now?
Yeah. So that I have a family of, I'm a mom and a wife, and I have three boys. I have twins, and then I have a younger son. And so during the pandemic, before the pandemic, we were just a very busy, active family. We did lots of things for our parish, for work, for sports, for our schools, for everything. Very service oriented as a family. And when the pandemic hit, our schedule was just cleared. Like our super full calendar that I could barely fit anymore in was suddenly clear. And so that gave us time to really focus on our family, which was great timing actually, because our twins were just beginning to become teenagers. So this was just a really nice time to connect as a family. And yeah, it was, we really enjoyed it. We were very blessed. I know it wasn't that way for a lot of people. My husband was able to work from home. My business is working from home, so it didn't really faze me at all. And then it gave me some time to reassess, and our family time to reassess what is important and what is not important. What do we really feel strongly about doing, and what is making a difference for our community and our family, and what is not. And so that has really helped us discern that. And it helped me do that in business too. It helped me decide, um, that maybe digital marketing that I've been doing for years and has been a blessed, career for us, for me, isn't really what I want to do anymore. And so that's how I moved into coaching.
So, let's get into the coaching part. I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of third graders at a career day. One of the kids asks you, "What do you
Mhm.
do for a living?" Explain what your vocation is. What do you do?
Yeah, so I would tell them that what I do is a lot like probably what their basketball coach or soccer coach or baseball coach does. These athletes have exceptional skill, but they need to hone that skill. They need to work. They need to develop those muscles that are going to get them to where they want to be, whatever that is, whether that's, just to play high school or college or go all the way to being a pro. A coach doesn't do the work for them, but the coach helps guide them and get them to where they want to go. And that's what I do.
So, when you were in the third grade, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Honestly, I just wanted to be a wife and a mom. That's really the thing that I've always wanted to be. It's what I feel has made me the person that I am today, and I love it. It's my true vocation, and God first, family second. Everything I have, I pour into my family, and then you know, the friends and families and work come later.
So, talk to me about the mingling and how your background in Catholicism and willpower comes in to your philosophy on how you treat and coach clients.
So, with how I coach people, it's not really necessarily about willpower as much as it is about a lifestyle change. So whatever that is. So some of my clients are like me. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I do not drink. I abstain from alcohol, and it gives me a lot of peace. Not having to worry about it. I have some clients that don't drink for any reason, and that is because maybe it's for health reasons, maybe they grew up in a home where there was alcoholism, whatever the reason is, it doesn't really matter. But they also know that they have more peace and that they live a more fulfilled life without it. And then I have other clients who have discerned that, just they're able to moderate. They're able to do that from a place that doesn't fill them with anxiety. They can pick and choose what they want to do. So that's kind of my philosophy as far as like how we get people to how I get my clients to where they want to be. But they guide that and they decide that. And sometimes they start out with one and they go to another. And then as far as my Catholicism comes in, I love working with other Catholic women. That's kind of like who most of my clients are. I'll work with other Christians too, or people of no faith. The only thing is that I don't water down my faith for a client necessarily, but I also don't, bring that in if I respect where they're coming from as well.
Sure. So who's been inspirational for you? Who's been kind of a hero or a role model in your life?
Oh, wow. I mean, there's so many. So in Catholicism, and I don't know how familiar you are with it, but there are so many saints that have come from, a place like me. I mean, we think when I was growing up, I thought of saints as like these perfect people that never did anything wrong and they prayed all day and they did all these things and da da da. But honestly, there's people like St. Augustine. He was, oh my goodness, he was like drinking, carousing, all of those things. And he is a doctor of the church and one of the greatest saints. One of the things he said was he prayed, like, Lord, make me chaste, but not yet. And I just feel like he's one of those very accessible saints who, he wasn't quite ready, but when he was ready, God's grace flooded him and he just, became one of those. So there's so many saints that I look up to and that I read their works and just kind of help me with life.
Right on. So if you can meet anybody alive on the planet right now, spend a little time with them, who would it be?
So it would actually, and I'd like my whole family to come, and it would be a priest named Father Mike Schmidt. He has actually two podcasts now. Well, he has several podcasts, but two of his newest ones, which are very, very popular, not just among Catholics, but Christians and seekers in general. One is Bible in the Year, and the other is Catechism in the Year. And he goes, so like with Bible in a Year, he went through the entire Bible, reading passages, and then talking about them, just making them very accessible to people. And those aren't just the only things that I mean, he's very knowledgeable. He's a Gen Xer like me, so we speak like the same language, which
Yeah.
which my kids are like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
But and young people just really gravitate toward him. He's a priest at a college, and so my kids really like listening to him. So I guess that's who.
So what's your ultimate motivator every day? We all have things we want to do and get done with our days, but what is it that helps you coach and do the job that you do every day?
Quite honestly, as a woman in recovery, so I've been in recovery for 26 years, and God has richly blessed me with a wonderful family and an exceptional community. I have a lot of support and encouragement. And the thing that motivates me is I just want to live my life as a thank you. That's really what it is. So I'm not trying to earn my way to heaven. I'm not trying to work my way, to get all these accolades or anything like that. I just want to bring the light and love of Christ to others and live my life as a thank you to glorify God.
So, of all of the things that you've done up to this point in your life, what are you the proudest of?
My family, my my kids, and just everything that we've been able to accomplish. It's not all been rainbows and unicorns. It's been marriage is work, and it is not easy to be the parent of teenagers. And so, yeah, my older boys are going to be getting their driver's license in a few weeks. And so that's like a little scary. But yeah, I would say that's what I'm most proud of.
So let's go back to youth. If you have a dream tonight, you run into a younger version of yourself, and you could give that version of you a piece of advice based on the life you've led, the wisdom you've gained, what would you tell your young version?
I would say you're stronger than you think, and you're more powerful than you believe, and God is in you. And sometimes you're gonna think, I don't know, you're just gonna think that it's never gonna get better, but I promise you it does. Just persevere.
Excellent. So everyone out there has a perception of you. You have all these people in your life, family, friends, colleagues, clients, but ultimately you live your life. You're in control. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Mm. I'm just somebody that tries to, I'm just trying to make the world where I am, that little spot that I am, just a little bit brighter, to bring love and encouragement to people who feel like they don't matter, or it can't get better, or God has forgotten them. Um, I don't, I guess that's it. I don't
Yeah.
really know who I am other than
N-
that.
No, that's a great description. So for anyone out there that's either listened to this or maybe is heard about your services that are on an edge and they don't know whether or not they want to go forward and get help, what would you say right now to convince them that they should do it and trust you and that things are going to be better?
Honestly, with any sort of recovery or change that we want to make within ourselves, we have to want it. So the first thing would be to really pray about it, search your heart, think about, like, is my life better the way, is it fine the way that it is, or how, if I keep going in the direction that I'm going now, what is it going to be like a year from now? And that's kind of where I start with people. And then the other part is, like, experiment, try it. If you think you have a problem with alcohol, or maybe you're just like have an attachment to it that you'd like to break, you know, how about just fasting from it for 30 days and see how you feel, and keep track of it. When women come to work with me, whether they decide to drink less or not at all, their lives are transformed because they have awareness that they didn't have before. And they understand that they have power over this substance instead of letting it control them.
So, Christy, if anybody out there wants to learn more about what you do, hire you, anything pertaining to your world, where is the best place to go?
Yeah, so check out my website, CatholicRecoveryCoach.com. And I'm also active on Instagram at Catholic Recovery Coach.
Excellent, Christy. Hey, thank you for
Yeah.
opening up your story to the audience, and I really appreciate it. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much for having me here. It was a
Absolutely.
pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks.